I'm Hazel, and this is a guide to the Soul Hunters fight in Manaforge Omega on normal and heroic difficulty. This is technically the optional boss of the raid, but they have awesome loot including tier shoulders and the special Reshii Wraps buffing boots. This is a council fight, and we're tackling all three at once. They do not share health, and you must bring them all down together to avoid a wipe. One tank takes Illyssa, and the other takes Velaryn. Adaris is just gonna jump around and do his own thing. Velaryn will aim an Eyebeam frontal at her tank, point it away from people, and tank swap after each Eyebeam. Illyssa will occasionally fracture her tank, breaking off bits of their soul into these images that need soaking. Other players that are not that tank can quickly run into those fragments to remove them. Taking a fragment applies a dot, so watch your health. Failing to pick these up causes a variety of problems, so get it done. At the beginning of the fight, there will be a couple of these purple soaks. Get one player into each of them, and that player will be marked with Devourer's Ire. Ire makes you take extra physical damage, so this is not a job for tanks. With the Ire debuff, you can walk into these big purple puddles to soak them up and clear space. It's a pretty small room, so this is an important job. Having Ire and soaking puddles kind of hurts, so use personal defensives and maybe don't assign this job to little Timmy on his 4th ult that's wearing nothing. Healers may notice that Ire is dispellable. If you do dispel it, it does some raid damage and then jumps to another nearby player. Calm your itchy fingers and don't insta-dispel it, or else you'll cause a ton of damage and some confusion about who's on puddle duty. Just take it easy and pour big heals into the Ire players. They're gonna need it. Velaryn will pick a player for the hunt. She's aiming kind of a lane attack at them, and you need to get some people between Velaryn and her target to reduce the damage. The target can run away from her to make more room in the lane, and other people can get in the way to help out. Velaryn also does Blade Dance, which is these little line attacks for melee to dodge. Ilyssa's Spirit Bomb puts out a raid-wide healing absorb that needs to be healed off. It also will explode the tank soul fragments, but you already soaked those, so you're fine. When the bosses hit full energy, it's time for an intermission. 2 bosses will take a break, and 1 gets a little solo. These always happen in the same order, so you get Adaris first, then the next time is Velaryn, and Illyssa goes third. If you haven't finished the fight by the time a 4th intermission comes around, you get them all at once, which makes for a spectacular enrage. In the first intermission, Adaris will jump to the middle and orbs will spawn around the edge of the room. Spread out and soak these orbs before they make it to the boss. The second intermission is Fell Rush, which is basically blaze lines for everyone. Spread out to avoid other people's lines, and don't wiggle your own too much. The third intermission is Frontal Cones. Big ones. Follow the boss around and sidestep her cone attacks. On normal, that's the fight. On heroic, we have a few key upgrades. Devourer's Ire now has a stacking dot component. Healers keep an eye on it and dispel the Ire around 8 stacks. It'll jump to someone new who needs to notice and then start soaking puddles. The hunt gets a bit trickier to soak on heroic. Getting in the lane gives you a little ring AoE, so give each other room while stacking in that. Next, the first intermission orbs now stack a dot, so watch your health and don't do more than you can handle. And on heroic, for the last intermission, eating a cone attack slows your movement speed, which makes it harder to avoid further cones. Keep an eye on where she's jumping and move early to keep yourself safe. And that's the Soul Hunters. Thanks for watching. I've got more raid guides if you want them, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.